Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. We are up. We are rolling. I would like to take partial credit, but I cannot take any credit. Chameleon has been working her butt off in order to get some of these video files up.
I have never had this many problems with videos, ever. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not one to be like, oh, intrigue. But my goodness, Emma sent me an amazing video, and I cannot pull the file onto the computer. Oh my gosh, thank you. And I'm still going to keep trying. Luckily, a lot of what you have, or most of what you have, I actually was able to pull the video off of my phone to it. We've got the very first one is mostly V talking. It's not the best video in the world. The audio is not spectacular because I was in the back, but we've got about 5 minutes of good video with some answers about Megan. We've got, there were a couple others of V that didn't pull, but it was still pretty hard to hear, so those were a little bit less important. We've got some good ones. We've got a 10-minute, we'll introduce it later, but it's amazing, amazing. We've also got
the fight.
We have the fight. We have the Jedi, angle. Oh my gosh, from a different angle, and yeah. And we have Nolan's confession and his apology. And what is really, really cool about it that was so exciting is I was recording and he grabbed for my phone and I thought he was trying to turn it off or stop me from recording. But what it was is he was trying to make sure I was recording and he wanted the video front and center. So we are the point of view that he was speaking to there, which was so cool. And I actually remembered to turn the phone horizontal for that one. And the one right before it, I forgot before. But anyway, so I'm excited. They're good.
You're good.
It took so much to get to it, but we've got it.
There's going to be far less speculation going on, far less like sort of figuring out what's going on and talking motivations and things like that. We do need to acknowledge the fact that V is now running Connections, that you cannot type Nolan's name into Connections and all of that stuff. So, but a lot of stuff happened at this event. You've seen some of it. 4 or 5 of us. Oh, no.
No. Excuse me.
We have animals.
Don't eat the cord.
Attacking the camera. We have 4 or 5 people that managed to be at the table with us when Nolan sort of bared his soul and talked about his past and stuff like that. So we want to share that with all of you. I think it may humanize him to some of you, and I think it may. I think it might change some of your opinions on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty great. So
I'm gonna play the first one. I'm gonna kind of go chronological order. So the first one is V talking. It starts out a bit blurry because the camera was not focusing well. It did not want to focus on V. I don't know what that is, but every time I turned that camera on her, it went blurry and it would go in and out and in and out. Anyway. But it did finally focus in. It's a little hard to hear at times because she was a bit of a ways away. It's about 5 minutes long, but she talks about Megan. She talks about a lot of different things. Anyway, we'll play it. It's vertical, so you'll see him and possibly me on the screen. And I'll turn on your audio just in case you want to say anything.
No. Let them watch. This is a video dump for people.
Okay.
I'm curious because yes, he was lying with you, but at the same time, someone was lying on him. Was that, were you the one who went to the security camera? I don't know why there's a security camera in your room.
Well, first we gotta go to this anonymous ambassador because that's
the next question, but I'm curious about the answer.
I have had a lot of suspicions about Nolan. Sure. So, Connections is supposed to be private. That's what he promised you. Sure. All of you. That this would be your privacy or your security would be intact with joining Connections, and I don't feel like I can trust Nolan. I wanted to believe otherwise. So after everything that happened with Megan,
I'm just going to turn it back to you. I'm not familiar with thing.
Not that month, but not what happened.
Oh, it's the whole reason he made connections, so he could find her again. Yeah, absolutely. He met her in Thailand, and she left him because he was so obsessive over her. He wouldn't let her out of his sight. And so eventually there was this whole ordeal with like a restraining order. Yes.
I don't know.
Right. So, and he claims that so many different things that she just ignored, but that's not the case. And that he even said that she was murdered or that she disappeared. That's not true.
Wait, are we sure she's okay?
She's fine.
Well, the first part is that she
She's
has
just
no
scared
voice.
of Nolan.
I've heard
She
she supposedly ditched him for some theory.
Well, maybe, but I mean, as she's allowed to do that, like you know what I mean.
I don't blame her.
Currently, I haven't heard that she's left. But once I heard that and I saw him doing all of the same things to Taylor, kind of trying to make her his new Megan, I got really concerned.
That's exactly what he said at the meeting, that she was the new Megan.
Absolutely, yes. That was a huge indicator to
I think what he
me.
passed out, he was saying that he believes that Megan spirit lives on in Taylor.
Really?
Wait,
No, wait.
wait.
Right before he passed out, I was
Oh,
sitting
I
right.
don't buy the
He was.
supernatural shit though.
That's what he had told me.
I mean,
mind
it
you,
could
he was
also be
drunk.
metaphorical.
Mind you, he was drunk.
Fair.
So, I do have a question.
Yeah.
I understand that you didn't trust Noah, which actually fills in a lot of blanks for me. The contract.
Yes.
Was that your attempt to rein in his bad behavior before it started? Is that something else?
A man who has violated a woman's privacy over and over again, after even after the restraining order was put into intact. No, I don't trust that he would honor his promises
Of course.
to all of you. And this has been an entire trap to get Megan back, hoping that she will join this platform.
Well, that was the video. As like we said, it's like this is going to be more of an info dump and stuff like that. So the first video took place in this amazing bar called the Imperial for this event.
Oh my gosh, this place looked so cool.
V had invited everybody there, unbeknownst to Nolan and the PR team. So it was kind of this it was this surprise visit. Yes, here's Zuki. She's probably going to steal the show a little bit.
Most of you probably saw her text beforehand, unless you were, cut off from text messages because you decided to swear at her.
I forgot that I'm a little explicit with my language, and apparently if you send a particular curse word, it cuts you off from text messages with a certain individual. But so I wasn't aware of that. But
So
now
most of us saw her say, following people online can be fun, but isn't it so much better to see drama unfold in real life? I'll be at the Imperial Bar promptly at 6:30. Join me and let's have a chat. I promise it'll be more interesting than whatever is happening on your screens.
Yeah. So during the event, there was a lot of people sort of gathered around V, and people were coming up and at one point, Tinker and I saw each other, and it was too crowded for me. I wasn't going to be able to hear anything. So we actually, Pensman, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. We're going to be dropping all sorts of stuff here. So we saw, Tinker and I see Nolan walk into the bar, and he's flanked by his PR team, and I immediately kind of walk over and say hello and try to give him a hug or shake his hand, and Nolan brings me in real close and he slips me a piece of paper, and on the piece of paper is this note that says, like, during this conversation with V, I'm going to say the words, man, I could really go for a tamarind martini right now, and when that happens, lead me out of the room, and we will get 4 people that you trust or 3 people that you trust and go from there. So Hey,
Well,
Bree.
and meanwhile, what I saw, because I was in the room over with V with that happening, is, and I can't remember his pseudonym, but anyway, she passed a similar note to the person on her right that was the same basic thing. So while we went off to talk to Nolan, there was a group who went off a couple minutes later to talk one-on-one with V.
So this is not the entire conversation with Nolan, because at one point, like I think I tried to flip somebody tried to.
Yeah, I tried flipping the camera downward so we could get a vertical shot, and something happened with the camera and it didn't keep recording. But this is the majority of the conversation, and this has a lot of really important stuff in it. So this.
I think it was Rubido. Yeah.
Yes. This once again, it starts out a little off. You don't really see Nolan's face very much, and then I adjusted the camera because I was trying to be super subtle about it. I adjusted the camera under the table and brought it back up, and then it's like right on his face. And we've got amazing audio, and he noticed.
Pay close attention. I don't know. It's the particular camera angle or what, but Nolan. Has a halo, and that's all I'm going to say. So pay attention to Nolan's halo in this little video.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That if you were to resent people and to break the security that you promised, that Connections would belong to the only person that can be responsible for it, and that's me. Connections is mine. Taylor is not yours. Your PR team is not yours. Everything, all of these people, none of it is yours. You gave it.
So you also gave us just motivation, your motive for ruining his life.
Did I ruin his life?
Did you?
Yes.
When? How?
He seeks
Look at his
happiness
face.
through his interests. You seek pain. You seek something that we don't understand. We're
I
humans.
seek the truth.
This is the
And
first.
I know that he is a creep.
Why does it feel like you're bullying him about as much as opposed to getting him to do?
I don't think I'm bullying you.
I don't think you've ever learned how to love or even be close to anybody. For real.
There's nothing, no better nothing happening.
This is
This is the man who has been watching you, has been watching Taylor after he promised you security. I have not. Who do you work for? I have not. I work for you.
God damn it, I could use a Taryn Martini.
You know what? Let's go get you one. Let's go get you one.
Is this the man that you want running Connections? Are you this I want running
So sorry.
What the hell happened, man? It's true. You all know it's true. I did sign the contract, but it's not. It's just not fair. It's not. It would never hold up. I must have been drugged.
You were absolutely intoxicated. You were no means conscious.
That was more than intoxicated, though.
You were
Like, there's-
totally taken advantage of. Your intent was not to be in this situation. We understand your true intent. We understand that we make mistakes.
Thank you.
We have friends for friends for who they are to support each other when they need us most. V is not my friend. She'll never be my friend. You've been real with us. We make our mistakes, but that contract is meaningless for us. Regardless of what she can or will want to do with Connections, we're gonna stand by you.
Thank you. It doesn't make sense. It's like signing a contract before you start a relationship. Does that make sense? Does that happen?
That's the definition of a prenuptial agreement.
But no one signs a prenup when you're courting.
No, that's true. Do you remember our talks on Connections, the seventh one?
I told you to be open, to be transparent. I told you the story about Snowden. Do you remember that?
Yes. I get a lot of people communicating with me, but yes, I remember.
You know what?
I'm just letting you know that transparency would have changed this. If you told us from the beginning, nobody would have turned against you.
You get a lot of people communicating at you, Roman, so talk to us. You have people willing to listen.
Start from the beginning.
I think.
Why did you sign the contract?
No, there's before that. Who
Start from the
is
beginning.
V? That's the beginning.
We're just friends.
Bullshit. Who is V?
We grew up together.
Remember what I
Childhood
told you
friends.
about being transparent? We have your back. You don't tell us what's going on.
We can't
I don't know
help
if we
you.
can keep helping.
We grew up together. I mean, that's really all there is to her. We grew up together. We were close. We were close in school. But over time, she drifted. I fell in love. I went my own way.
You found Megan.
I found Megan. I found a lot. It's the reason I started this company is because of Megan. You all know this. And
Did she love you? Did V love you?
I don't.
Is there the possibility that she loved you?
I don't know that V loves anyone. I know that V. Look, if you were there when we were young, you would see that V has always been neurotic. She's always been in her own world, but she's always been smart. She's always been a very capable woman. I don't know if she ever loved me, if she ever loved anyone, but I know that she has a knack for understanding the way people work. And that's something that she has only grown stronger in. But when I met Megan, I knew that there's people that can be just as sharp and cunning as V, but positively, but in a way that can take care and change humanity for the better. And that's what I wanted to bring to Connections. That's how this all started.
Is she still out there?
Be honest.
What'd you ask?
Is she still
Megan.
out there?
You might know this. I don't know if this has gotten out, but so she is with another man. She has moved on, but
Guru.
Who?
The Guru, some
Oh.
hippie motherfucker.
it's a shaman, if you would. The person she's with is very spiritual, very intellectual, very aware of what will bring peace to this world. And I get it, okay? It makes sense. Like he's someone who can help Megan reach the next step. But I know that when it's all over, when she learns what she needs to learn, when she becomes the sensei, that there's still a place for us together. Like what we had is real.
Connections is for her, isn't it? You're trying to be the guru. You're trying to bring people together, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not because of her that I want to spread the happiness that she's so good at creating. I can do that out of my own reasons too.
I know you can, but there's also nothing wrong with acknowledging that this person touched your heart.
Yeah.
You're playing with opposites.
Nolan, I'm gonna open up. You asked me to open up to you. I'm gonna open up to you. You ready for this? I spent 3 years pining after a woman who had no interest in me. None whatsoever. She used to, but she didn't anymore. I wasted 3 years of what could have been happiness being miserable and trying to make her happy. And you know what I have to show for it? Literally nothing. I have nothing to show for it. But you know what? It took about 3 years for me to realize it, but ultimately the thing that you need to do is move on. I know it's harsh. It's not a nice thing to have to say to someone, and it's not a nice thing to hear. But sometimes you gotta hear it. Megan's gone, man. She made her choice, and she might make a different choice in the future, but that doesn't mean that you need to keep living your life revolving around her. You owe it to her, you owe it to whoever she's with now, you owe it to yourself to do the things that make you happy for you, not for anyone else. Not for me, not for Scribe, not for Chameleon, certainly not for Megan, and not for V.
I can't let her go.
Why not?
It's not just because I still love her. Do you all are you familiar with like a happy place, like a warm, fuzzy place?
Yeah.
Something that can pull you out of your own darkness?
Yes.
I mean, Megan has always been the thing that can pull me out.
Yeah, Nolan. Megan was.
It's what you saw in Taylor.
I have dreams. I can't. I need Megan, or these dreams won't end.
Why do you need Megan?
Tell us about the dreams.
It's the only.
It's okay.
I need the light at the end of the.
Go.
All right, so unfortunately, this is where we ran into a camera issue. And so Nolan starts talking about the dreams that he has. And Emma, you're right. Like he's talked about insomnia before.
But these aren't just like regular dreams.
In these dreams, he's walking toward Taylor. He sees Taylor, and floating in front of him is all of the information and secrets from his users.
Yeah, all of us. Like he knows things about us that he shouldn't know.
And it pops into his head like certain things that he should know about all of the users, everybody that's a part of Connection.
And about everybody, about Taylor, about everyone. Just he knows things.
He knows things, and then V appears, and there is this force that sort of draws him toward V, and he's drowning, like he's being pulled. Yes, Volkarov.
Yeah.
And as he's sort of being drowned or pulled under, the only thing that can save him is thinking of Megan and the drink that Megan used to make for him or introduced him to.
The tamarind martini.
The tamarind martini. And that's why he drinks it constantly. And the only other thing that I think he talks about that we didn't get into is he felt like the past few days have been like a fog, like walking through a haze of smoke and not being aware of his surroundings and not being aware of what he was doing. It's this weird sort of, it is why he tries to avoid sleeping so much. And all of these posts, like the minute he started saying it about how V appears to him in his dreams and all of the darkness and the weird stuff that's happening in his dreams, all of these little like side comments that he's been posting finally clicked over. Like finally, like puzzle pieces started snapping together. The tamarind martinis that remind him of Megan, and Megan being the only thing that pulls him out of this funk, the weird dream state he goes to, where secrets from all of us start being filtered through his head, which now I imagine all belong to Volkarov. Like all of these secrets and little things, and the fact that he's a drowning man and the only life preserver is these tamarind martinis. Yeah. And thinking of the lost love of his life.
I'm gonna get the next one.
The next one is the fight. It's from a different angle. Some of the parts of the fight are good. Some of the parts of the fight are a little like wonky. It's us working with our phones, and
it's 5 minutes and 20 seconds long. It gets dark at the end. It was super dark in the area that they were in, and we see a lot. But watch. I mean, people have been talking about it online. Watch for this force choke thing. She's doing it with both of them. She does this with Nolan,
Parts
and
of the
she does
PR
this with
team,
Gary too.
yeah.
So and you can see it. I was trying to get at different angles, but you can definitely see it. And yeah, and at one point towards the very, very end, he's kind of curled up in a ball on the floor, and that's where it got really dark and it was hard to see anything. But the good news is I remembered to take this horizontally, so you'll see a lot bigger. You won't see our faces on the side. Or RJ, not Gary. RJ, yeah, sorry, yeah. And yeah, so you'll get to see this on a little bit of a bigger screen.
So Roop, he doesn't. He kind of sticks to the story in terms of like that they met growing up, but we know that's part of the contract. However, in the fight, pay attention to when she gets mad. Some of these words are really pointed, and Nolan talks about what he did for her. So there's something there. Anyway, yeah, watch the video. We'll see you guys afterwards.
Was this the right way to do this? We also already know that it's signed and recorded. Just because he has it doesn't negate it. We also have video of him taking it.
Right.
Get that in a lockbox or something?
We have video. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything. You want to trust you, that doesn't help.
It was signed under duress. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't mean anything right now.
Right.
He didn't know what he was signing. It's not fair to begin with.
But he said he doesn't know, but we don't know.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You'll be safer, here.
You're
not. You read a contract before you sign it. That's just face your fear. I'm going to help all of you right now. You read a contract before you sign it, and if you don't, even if you do sign it, still makes it illegal. Step back. Step back.
Yeah.
Here, step back. Let's watch this. So they need their
This is a conversation that needs to happen.
They need their moment. Let them have it. Do it.
Breathe.
You can't do anything now.
I can't?
I think you've seen what this user base stands for, who they back up.
Believe, buddy. Breathe.
You are all listening to an abuser?
Your words are meaningless.
To a manipulator. To a person who doesn't even read a contract before he signs it. Is this the responsible man that you want in charge of your safety, of your privacy? He signed your lives away to me without even reading the contract.
So you're saying the person who got manipulated is worse than the person who's manipulating them? That's what you're saying?
I didn't manipulate anyone. I put a contract in front of a man and he signed it without reading
Did
it.
everyone here read the terms and conditions of connection before signing up?
I will
I
say,
did.
Nolan put himself.
What you did isn't allowed.
You are allowed. Do you even know how the law works? Clearly not.
I don't care
Nolan,
I-
what's
if
even
I
worse?
had this-
What's even worse than you being an abuser, being an obsessive, compulsive, alcoholic creep, is that you're stupid. You are an idiot.
She's not a murderer.
You have the audacity to say that to me. I've helped you.
Hey, no, watch out.
Here, wait, step back, watch out. You don't want
Back
to get caught. You don't
off
want to get caught.
my client.
No.
What are you thinking?
Step back,
Oh,
step back.
no. Ow. Okay, I'm sorry. God, no. I'm sorry.
Let him go.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you're trying to convince us to trust you, that's not the way.
It's okay. Let's help him. Oh my god, wait, one minute. Shit, wait, what's happening? Wait. Oh my god, you watch out. Oh my god, wait. What is she doing? Oh my god.
Please stop. Please stop hurting him.
You're painting a very great picture right now. Thank you.
Stop. You win.
What was that?
Give the guy a break. You used to care about him. Please don't hurt him anymore.
Not what's right for connection.
You're all fools. All of you. If you trust this man, you are a fool.
What did you just do to him? Why don't you go see without knowing what happened? No?
What's Nolan do?
This is just the beginning. Taylor's just the first. After this, you will know the power of engagement.
Leave Taylor out of this.
Taylor?
Get out of her way. Nolan.
No, wait. Is he okay? Is he okay? Hey, no. Let her go.
Let her go.
Wait, no. Is he okay? Hurt up. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Guys, let's get him up. Come on.
Think of Megan, buddy. Think of Megan.
That was B. Where'd she go?
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, so that was the fight. Thank you guys for being forgiving for the camera angles. We tried to do the best we could we're not videographers or photographers in any stretch of the imagination, but
They were moving around a lot,
yeah.
and it was really dark in there.
Yeah. Yes. Green. It was a little intense, and like I said, there was a moment there where he helped her, and I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what exactly Nolan did to help her. It's because that's when she flipped. That's when things went south. So we've got one more video. She'll notice that the last sort of audio clip you heard was Nolan yelling, "I'm sorry," and that's when
he was grabbing for my camera, and I thought he was trying to shut it down, turn the cameras off. So I was kind of getting apologetic and turning the camera off, and didn't realize that he was grabbing for the camera so that he could make sure it was recording. So
the
turned it on record.
Yeah, the next video is Nolan's apology to all of you, and it's gonna hit you in the feels. So stand by.
I'm sorry. I admit it, what I did was wrong. I want everyone to know right now. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
It's okay.
She can't do it.
She can't lead this company. She can't be in control. If we let that happen, we're all done. You see what she's made of. It's not okay. I'm willing to go to hell and back to save us all. So please just support me so we don't all have to go through this. Just support me.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
You want to get him outside?
I got it. Wait, no. What?
Obviously, the power of social media, the power of our voice, the power of privacy is intense. It doesn't belong in anybody's hands that can't manage it. Connections, Nolan, we understand it. He apologizes, he understands. The power, please trust us. We will do good. I assure you.
There's the contract somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So the contracts fell, and one of the other.
The contract's good. It's just for V and not for anyone else.
Right. So those are the videos. I promised that we would do far less, commentary and stuff tonight. So it's just for you guys to process. Tell your friends. Give us a like and follow if you're brand new here to the Twitch. It helps us, and you'll get notifications.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
At this point, the plan is to go live again on Sunday, and we have people coming to join us.
For the first times here at Connections Collective, we've got a couple of friends that are going to join us on the couch. We won't end it yet. We can actually talk right now if you guys
let's
want
talk,
to. I'm sure plenty of stuff is going to happen.
And I don't know if we'll go live beforehand. If anything new and crazy drops, we'll do that. But yeah, if you have the app on your phone, the Twitch app, and you're following us, it notifies you if we go live.
I think he was very spiritual with Megan and went down a darker path and released V from her prison. Oh gosh.
We will do the Sunday stream at 9:00, and I don't know how long it'll be. I mean, we've been going about an hour until things happen, and then it's only half hour.
Rude. You have a platform if you want to share. Like I don't want to push you because I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable with anything that went down. But if you want to, there's people here that would love to hear some of the stuff that happened. PR teams, they act like they're working with Nolan, but after he left, they pretty much turned on him. Did they really, Enzo? Did they talk poorly of Nolan? That's you're not the first person to say that. I mean, I know that there was. Yeah, Rube, we are all ears.
Yeah, please share it. We'd love to hear. We don't have any.
RJ in particular was talking about how much he disliked working for Nolan. That is troubling. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I understand. Like Nolan seems like the perfect sort of person to easily manipulate.
Fragile.
Fragile.
He's very fragile.
I can respond to. I've seen men cry and dudes seem his sobbing apologies is nothing when he's still blaming us. Oh, did you feel like he was blaming all of the users? He and Sabrina were making fun of Taylor and Yoga. That's why I walked away from the group because it got so negative. Oh. Wow. Gosh, yeah, I had no idea. But then at the end of the night, they seemed terrified. That Volkarov was taking over.
Well, and more, I mean, that contract had supernatural written all over it. I mean, honestly, between force chokes and that contract, I don't feel like there's any question that if there's not something supernatural going on, she at least thinks there is. I mean, that there's, I don't know. I don't think
Enzo
there's another
seems
explanation.
they really weren't on board with Connections at all, but they didn't seem like they were on PC. One, Volkarov claims that she doesn't really want to run Connections. She just wants to make certain that Nolan isn't.
And I've heard that, but
I support
she's
that.
in charge of it, and she doesn't seem to be handing it over to anybody else.
Right.
And through that contract, seems like she's got a lot of power over us.
What do you think was supernatural about the contract, Chameleon?
Oh, we'd have to go back into the text itself, but it was very like, in this world and any other, and, you know, stuff like that. There were a lot of things that referenced, you know...
It was little things here and there, and it was like this odd snowball effect. Then there was the comment like to hell and back. I would go to hell and back for all of you users.
Someone put up a transcript, right? I can't remember who put that up today.
How would he have gotten into the AV stream without the link from Taba Gale? Which means the suicide video could have been fake. Oh gosh. And so what if it was fake? I didn't even think about it. Maybe V is afraid of Megan, and that Nolan might bring her in, or her guru, or both. 2, Volkarov doesn't trust anyone. She doesn't feel like she has made a genuine connection. People have been betraying her entire life. Nolan is not telling the entire truth, still lying.
Did anyone ask V to send the video of Isaac offering himself?
No, but God, if it on the off chance that it's real, Drac, like I don't know if I could watch that. Yeah, like I did. I said, hey, when you come back, let's see that video of Isaac. She stared me down again. I get that V doesn't feel like she's made genuine connections with people and not trusting, but like trust is a two-way street. Does anybody here like that feels that V has opened up to them and been completely genuine? You need someone watching it. I volunteer. Pensman, contact V, or figure out a way to contact V. They were never friends. That is not a business contract. Yeah, and
okay.
So the thing that I really want, and I'm kicking myself for not having gotten it, is the user.
Okay, Nolan's contract. Okay, so it was little wording in that contract. It was things like, I mean, it was scary anyway. At no time may either party terminate this agreement at will or by force, by verbally or written means. Like, neither party can terminate this contract at any time. And that's not supernatural or anything, but it's just unheard of in a contract. It's frightening.
Rube, I agree with you. You went in deeply distrustful, but you didn't seem like she was lying. You don't trust her, but I think she has real, genuine reasons to be upset. And I totally agree with that. We all do. Never use another realm in the contract. It can't be ended. It's interminable. Yeah, there's so many weird things about this contract, and we all clicked.
Well, and that the scariest thing was the very last paragraph. If Nolan violates any of the terms or rules of this agreement, V may select which portions of the agreement remain intact. Furthermore, upon the violation of any portion of this agreement by Nolan, full control and ownership of the Connections network, including its entire member database, logs, and stored member information and imagery, will instantly become property of V in perpetuity, surviving the existence of this agreement. But the thing is, the wording of this is really weird, because when you first read it, you hear full control and ownership of the Connections network. But if we're the network, if we as people, we are the network is us. If there's supernatural weird stuff involved, there's full control and ownership of the network.
Taylor hasn't gotten a chance to say anything because she's no longer allowed to do her vlogs on Instagram. Last thing, she even asked us whether we had anyone that we could recommend around Connections. I mentioned Taylor, and she said, do you think she would be interested? Yes. Okay. Here's the deal. I tried not to get like commentative about this. Here's the deal. people are starting to draw sides. Like even today, I was upset because of the Nolan stuff. Like his name got erased, and just the idea of somebody being like sort of erased from Connections. I almost feel like it would be unanimous. Like if Taylor was offered the position and it was a voting thing, like she's very happy and being a light and like, but she's multifaceted. Is there anybody in the room that if they were like, we'll give Taylor Connections tomorrow, like, would you be down for this? Like, the people in the chat, would you be okay with this if Taylor...
Giving Taylor Connections?
Giving Taylor... Better than Nolan or V?
Yeah, because she's super stable right now. Like, and totally in touch with who she is as a person. You know,
I'll just use all
you mean Taba Gale.
Yeah. I could sign on to the... Pensman's in. Rube is in. She will not be the same Taylor on this Connections, I don't think. How about Santa Claus? I would, but it sounds... So, Tails, do you think that this was all V's plan in the first place? Could it be that Taylor is our mastermind? Like, somebody brought that up earlier, that, like... it was either the Slack or somewhere that, like... Could Taylor have been masterminding this whole thing? Is that the thing? Like, is it just like these two are the worst? I guess I'm the less option. Like,
Taylor is a better actress than we're giving her credit for.
Stop it! Thank you,
Because Taylor does not come across as a mastermind.
Thank you, Bliss. That's very sweet. No, please, let's get ahead of this. Thank you. I love you guys so much. You guys are the best, and I will keep doing this. So I hope it's okay to announce, but Sunday at 9 p.m., Bliss is going to be joining us here on the couch, and so is Tinker. So whatever sort of machinations happen this week, we'll be here to report on them. Sunday night at 9, we'll have I have a specialty drink that I'm preparing for them. So I hope they like it. Blissy and Tinker. And we'll keep opening this up as there's 3 more weeks of this, so we'll keep opening this up to any of you Central Florida peeps or Jacksonville peeps. If anybody wants to make the commute, our place is always open, and you'll get free kitten cuddle time. We'll keep sharing any sort of videos. Next Sunday, any sort of videos, if you want them like posted up here, you can always find me on Instagram and Twitter, and you can even send them our way, and we'll post them up to share with everybody. So
I don't know how many of you saw the live stream from last night where like all 20-ish of us were all together there. I know that a lot of the people that are on right now were there, and some people weren't. But I think the coolest thing about that whole talk and all of the theories, and yes, there were people feeling different ways and taking sides different ways, but the coolest thing that came out of it is that I think we all agreed that when it came down to it, Connections represented something more than just what Connections is. It represented something more than a social media site.
Yeah, and the recurring thing is connections. Like it's genuine connections.
Yeah.
Like that people are and I am video
I'm
went out.
hoping that we are not it
It's
went
back.
out, it's back. Okay.
Okay.
That it that it was us. That it was the this is gonna sound cheesy, but like
Louise is going to the New York event. Louise, will you report back to us?
Yes, tell us.
Do you think you can come back on Sunday, and report back and kind of share any like interesting, fun stories and things like that? We would love to have you, kind of report back. But anybody that's going to be at the New York event, we're so. Yeah,
video. Liz, please take video.
If you take any video or take any pictures, we'd be happy to host it for you and throw it up and have you talk about it, or if you have your own sort of platform and you can do that. But please, we are desperate, and I think if any of us had definitely I'll be trying to remember as much. Perfect. Thank you so much. So it'll be what is it? What is the time?
We had the money to fly to New York.
It's the same time zone, right?
Florida?
Yeah. Okay, so 9 p.m. your time. But that would be awesome. You are the real MVP. Yes. So, find me if you haven't already, and give us a like and a follow, and we'll see you guys Sunday with some more information.
That's what you're saying. It's like us connections. Like we've all kind of connected, and this has been beautiful, and we're trying to like maintain this, and I'm hoping that this is something that
can go on afterwards.
Go on after the 3 weeks is over.
So as scribe, I've gotten into this habit of sharing quotes and stuff like that, and I was trying to find like the right quote because we weren't going to get all commentary. So the quote that I came up with is from Lin-Manuel Miranda, and the quote is, "Love is love is love is love is love is love." So whatever happens, no Team Nolan, no Team V. It's very gooey. I apologize.
It's so gooey. I love it.
But love is love is love is love. The connections. Be kind to each other online. Be kind to each other on connections. And we had a blast just being able to hang out with all of you. And I look forward to it. Love is love is love is love. She's got to walk towards the camera and turn it off. So
because I'm gooey.
Here's to connections. Here's to all of you guys. We'll talk Sunday, even if it's just hanging out. And we'll see you soon. Yeah, just keep being kind to one another. Love is love is love is love.